Hi everybody. I had written the article about stuff in the craft room, and I've got this place pretty torn apart. So this is kind of my pre-picture. I was working on my fabrics today. I ran out of the boards that I've been wrapping these in cardboard, but I still have all this up here that's hanging. That's just the one side. I don't like these doors. Personally, I'd like to take the doors off, but my husband wouldn't be happy with that idea. You can see all the junk I have down there. And up here, I still have fabric hanging. Got all kinds of batting and stuffing up on top there. And then some of these are just rolled. Eventually, I want to have all of this fabric that's up on top looking like this fabric down here. Put it in some type of a shelving unit. I haven't decided yet. But that's my sewing area, which is kind of torn up and ripped apart like the rest of the room. You can see one time I had that thing up in the wall with all my creative ideas, and now it's kind of like falling apart. I don't know, it just got away. Everything just got away from me. So I've just got stuff like stashed down underneath. This is an old computer desk. And I had just gotten these green bins, which I like that idea because my my room was supposed to be yellow and green, and then somehow I ended up with black and all kinds of other colors, and I'm kind of getting it back to that point. But you can tell I have all that space utilized and labeled. That's not really my whole problem there. I'm going to have to scale down, but I really do use that section a lot. But then, because my table is so long here, the way that the room is adjusted, because I have this table here connected to this table here. This table here goes up against the wall. And then I have all my shelving over here by the door. So when you get over to this point here, that's the only place my shelving unit fits, which works for the top half. But then for me to get through the bottom half, I got it so crowded in here, I'm having a hard time getting in. You can see, I've just got a mess in there. So I've got to figure out a way to utilize that. I moved my puzzle machine. I put it over in this corner so it'd be closer to this area. This is where I normally would be working at, but it's all crowded right now. I used to have my paddle. I had like a two-shelf thing here. Had the puzzle machine on the bottom, and I used to be able to put my computer up on the top part of it. And that just wasn't working anymore. So I put my turning thingies here. I've got like stickers and stamps and things like that. These used to be up on this shelf over here, and I used to have my stamps over in that corner, and that was over where the puzzles was. So I've kind of moved things around because I'm trying to make it more accessible for the things that I use a lot of. I had gotten rid of a lot of my punches. I gave some to my granddaughter. But anyway, I was trying to find a solution for these up here because they're so huge. And I'm not even sure this is the answer, because now I really have to reach up to get them out. But I needed them up here so I have more space here, because originally I had them down here and then they were hitting this. I don't know. I'm still working on that. But I do use my punches a lot, and I got lucky with this here. It was a scrapbooking store that was going out of business, and I think they used to have like tubes of the stickles in here, and it works perfectly for my flat punches, so I can just turn that. So I'm not real unhappy with this setup here, and I know I'll be hanging on to my punches because I like to use my punches. I like the idea of having my pens and stuff over there, because like sitting here, I can just reach up and grab them. My embellishments, I'll probably still keep the same. I have them in these storage things. I forget what these are called. But what I did years ago, I got the wrong side. Wait a minute. I had gotten these little containers at Tuesday morning. I'm trying to get in closer so you can see. And what I did is I punched a hole on top of each one, and then I stuck the brad in through that. So when I go to grab a brad, I know what it is. They don't fit in perfectly. I kind of have to coax them to get in. And I've got all my small, tiny little embellishments in here. And I keep that in a crate, which I'm trying to put this back in the crate with just one hand. And then I also have like my glitters, my flock, and my embossing powders all in here. And then I keep that under the desk area, and I can just pull that out as I need it. So I'll keep that the same. But see, I've got all this stuff over here. Everything's just starting to pile up. So, I don't know. And this was the original desk that I had in here. That's all I had was a desk in this room when I first started out. And then I started, putting the shelving on top of it. And right now it's a mess. Like I said, everything piled there. And this is the other thing that I do, too, that I will probably keep the same. This is from another time. It's a bad example because it's white. But I got one of each color, and so I know that that's the color embellishments. Like this one here, it's in a clear one, so it's all white embellishments in here. Got my ribbons, some of that netting stuff, tulle, feathers. I keep like my onion bags and stuff because they're good for sprays. And then flowers and, just everything in here is white. So each one of them is labeled and has a corresponding color. And then I have this bag with, I don't know, some perfume stuff was in there. I got it. And so I have my duct tape in there. But I keep this kind of stuff under here. It just makes it convenient that when I'm sitting over here, I can just turn and grab what I need. So, this here is an over-the-sink shelf, which works perfectly for this. I put my two turning things up here, and normally I had some of these punches under here, but I've taken those out now, so I'm not even sure what I'm going to do. That's what I was talking about, that toner that I bought. I was putting in the article. I haven't even done anything with that yet, so yeah, and don't tell my husband, but even this e-brush, I was so disappointed when I got that. It just doesn't do what I wanted it to do. I'm still hoping to get it to work. In fact, the people in the group on YouTube, they kind of banned me from the group because I was asking so many questions. I was so upset with them because I thought that they were the company, and they weren't the company. It was confusion. But anyway, I wasn't real happy with it. Nothing was expensive. But I mean, one of the things I do like, and I will recommend this if you're just moving things, if you have a cuddle bug, I have gotten this little thing here. This is for coffee pots in the kitchen, and it slides out. And then I can pick up my cuddle bug and take it out. Before, I used to have to drag it out of there. And if you have I was having shoulder issues at the time. This makes it so easy. It's on this wheel. Just